Hi, my name is Ken Stepanitis, and I'm the technology director at All Saints Catholic School and also at the church. I've been there for about a year, and I'm also a diaconate candidate who, God willing, sometime this year should be ordained. I have a short story I'd like to tell you, and then also I'd like to invite you to something that I hope can be helpful to you in this difficult time of pandemic. When I was about 7 years old, I lived in military base housing in Wiesbaden, Germany. And often my two sisters and I would be stuck in the apartment. And as we were playing, we would run around a lot and we were excited. And my mom would tell us, stop running, you could get hurt. We continued to be excited and continued to run anyway. And eventually I did end up falling, and I did end up hitting my head on a relatively sharp corner of a wall. And as I was laying on the floor, kind of whimpering and looking up into the ceiling, I saw my mom come into view, and she said something to me that she had told me several times before. She said, "See, God punishes." Now, I don't know what her motivation for telling me that was. I'm not even sure she actually believed that. But I know the question of, is God punishing us in this time of pandemic is a question that, is worth asking. If an all-loving and powerful God exists, then why does he allow bad things to happen to good people? I was born into a Catholic family, and when I was 8 years old, my mom and dad got divorced. And when my mom remarried, um, my stepfather and her, they had some pretty definitive feelings about the Catholic Church. I mean, they thought that people who were in the Catholic Church were hypocritical, and there's these misunderstandings they had about annulments, and so our faith life mostly consisted of going to Mass on Christmas and Easter. By the time I was a teenager, we hardly ever went to Mass. By the time I was 18 years old and entered into the Air Force, I considered myself atheist. And then 25 years ago, something really incredible happened in my life, something that I pray that you have never or will experience. And it changed my life radically. It changed how I looked at life, how I looked at our faith, how I looked at God in a very radical way. And I began to ask these very human questions like, what's the purpose of our existence? Is there a life after death? Is there really a God even? And as a cradle Catholic, I would ask questions like, how is it that bread and wine become the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Christ? In our society today, I think it's a very scientific society, and we expect coherent and rational answers to questions, especially questions of faith. I had a family member once tell me that she thought that the Catholic Church needs to get with the times. I mean, how do we answer these questions? It took me years of searching and studying, but I've come to believe that the Catholic Church is the closest thing to the truth we have. I mean, it is the truth. So I would like to talk to you about this, and I would like to have an open and honest discussion and discover these truths. I would like to invite you to a 7-week series called Catholics Awaken. Together, what I want to do is I hope that we can work to discover some of these truths, and anyone can benefit. I've had people who are not Catholic come to this series. I've had people that were in RCIA that were wanting to become Catholic. I've had very devout Catholics come to this series because they're great contributors to the discussion. And if you're wavering, why should the Catholic faith be important to my life? Maybe you go to Mass every Sunday, but you just don't feel connected to the church. No matter the reason, right? I hope that this series can be of benefit to you. This 7-week series starts June 2nd at 6:30 p.m. It's going to be done through the Zoom video conference service, and you can register at catholicsawaken.org. So I ask you to register. The login instructions for the sessions will be included once you do that registration. And I think that if there are people out there that you would like to invite to this, please put it in your social media and spread the word. If you are curious about what happened to me 25 years ago, we're going to be talking about that. So hopefully you'll attend, and I really hope to see you on June 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Take care.